Welcome back to Only Talk Sports. We talk sports every single day, or at least we try to. I'm Ernest Jeffrey. Subscribe to the channel if you like sports content. Hit that notification bell so you never miss another video. At noon on Saturday in the ACC, you have a massive showdown, a part of a fantastic week 4 of college football. A lot of ranked matchups. This one might not be a ranked matchup, but it's pretty close. The number 4 ranked Florida State Seminoles are traveling to Death Valley, not the LSU version, but the Clemson version to play the Tigers. I'm going to go over with WillND whether we think that the Florida State Seminoles will go on the road and beat the Clemson Tigers to prove that they are now possibly the most dominant team in the ACC, or can Clemson regain their old form and knock off the Florida State Seminoles like they have every single time since 2014.
Florida State and Clemson. Can Clemson keep their streak going against Florida State? Haven't lost to them since 2014. Dominated them. Can they keep it going, or
This is a game that I am flip-flopping on here. I don't know. I mean, you've got a team in Florida State that to start the year has just been dominant, looking like a top 5 team. A lot of people were thinking they could win it all, potentially. At least make the CFP. And then you have that game at Boston College. And it's like Missouri. You barely beat Middle Tennessee State, and then you turn around and beat K-State. So it can happen. But I think that's really shattering a lot of people's confidence in the Seminoles. Because if they beat Boston College by 30, 40 points, that spread's longer than 2. The spread right there says Florida State by 2. I feel like Florida State would be favored by like 5 or 6 if they had a blown out Boston College. That shattered a little bit of people's confidence in the Noles. This game's at Clemson, the proverbial second Death Valley. It's not LSU's Death Valley, but it's still pretty Death Valley. So that crowd's going to be insane. Cade Klubnik, though, is going to have to not make mistakes. He cannot go out there and throw 2 picks in this game. This is not a game that you can do that in. Travis has mostly been composed, had some hiccups against Boston College. I'm going to let you pick this one first because I'm telling you, even right now, I'm legitimately still going back and forth on this one.
I think Death Valley is going to be like the swamp.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to do. I don't know. I think that Florida State just can't do it yet. Maybe in a couple years, man. But I'm going to go Clemson 31, Florida State 28.
Man, you did it. You did it. I was going to see if you were going to do it. But that's actually the way, because I am a massive home crowd guy. I know I picked Wisconsin. To beat Purdue. But most of the time, I go with the home team in that crowd. Granted, it's not at night, which makes me want to pick possibly Florida State because it's not at night. And when you have a night crowd, there's something different about it being at night. When you see Florida, if that was like a noon game, there's just something about that night atmosphere that makes it a little bit better. But it's still going to be insane. Those Clemson fans are going to be coming out strong. And this feels like a measuring stick here. Like, if Clemson loses this game, it's almost like a passing of the torch type of game. Kind of like when you had, Florida and Alabama back in 2009 with Tim Tebow. When Alabama won that game, it knocked Florida off the pedestal, and Alabama became the team to beat. Now, and then when Georgia finally beat Alabama, now Georgia's the standard in the SEC. They've taken that pedestal away. If Florida State can win this game, if Jordan Travis can legitimately go on the road, knock out Clemson, and get a big win and get people's confidence back with the Seminoles after that rough performance against Boston College, I really think that you're seeing a passing of the torch. Florida State's going to be the new standard of the ACC. I don't know for how long. It might just be for a season or two, but there's going to be a momentum shift. Clemson's on their last legs here, being dominant. They're not what they used to be, nowhere near so. The portal, they're not using it, so they don't have as much depth as they used to have to be able to rotate players like the other elite programs. But I do feel with that home crowd, Clemson's going to play as hard as possible in this game. I'm going to go with Clemson as well to win 31-28. That might have been your exact score. I think you said 31-27, but that's exactly where I'm at. That's what I feel. Because Florida State, they're really good, but they're new to this. Clemson's the old, they're used to this high expectations and momentum here. I think it's going to be really close. But I think Clemson's going to get it done and get back in the top 25.
Mm-hmm. I agree. It's got to be. I mean, it would have been a primetime game if Clemson was still ranked, I bet. If they would have beaten Duke, but
should have just put Clemson at 25, though. You should have just had them 25th. It's kind of like South Carolina, North Carolina. Put South Carolina at 25th for these games. You got to do that. Ranked matchup there, but it is what it is. It's still going to be an insane game, even with Clemson not being ranked. They're a brand. Everyone knows Clemson, so I don't think it's going to affect it that much. And Florida State wins, it'd be huge for them, but me and you both going Clemson by 1 score. Subscribe to the channel if you like sports content. Like this video down below. Comment down below whether you think that the Florida State Seminoles and Mike Norvell will go on the road and knock off Dabo Swinney and the Clemson Tigers, or whether you think that the Clemson Tigers get a massive win at home over Florida State and get right back into the AP Top 25. Follow me on Twitter as well. Link is in the description, and I'll see you next time.